I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots.
Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you for coming into our today's meeting today. So we will continue our discussion about our penetration of our company into Europe market. So as we know, our company, the Manhattan Fish Market, is a renowned seafood restaurant chain originating from Singapore, and it has been expanded globally since 2002. So our company has garnered a loyal following of seafood lovers with a menu of featuring an array of seafood delights such as fish and chips, seafood platters, lobster rolls and more. So with our commitments and quality of our presentation of food, we already continues to captivate the seafood lovers around the global and establish itself as a leading seafood destination globally. So that's why our company plan to expand our business into Europe market, specifically in the Sweden. So it will be a good opportunity for us since we have also significant market presence with numbers of outlets in Asia and the Middle East, including our home ground, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Sri Lanka, and etc. So why I think we should penetrate Sweden? What do you guys think about it?
I think it is because they like sweet seafood.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest reason why I think we should penetrate Sweden. Because one of the biggest reason is Sweden has a growing demand for high quality seafood since the consumer really prioritize their health. So, however, I still have two other main reasons why we should penetrate into Sweden market. So my first point is the cultural receptiveness of the Swedes. So I divide this into three main key points, which is tolerance and inclusivity, adaptability, and also evolving trends. So the first one, as we know, the Swedish society is known for its tolerance, inclusivity, and respect for the cultural diversity. So this mindset, we create an environment where businesses from different cultural backgrounds can thrive and embraced by the local community. And the second one is the adaptability. Swedish consumers are adaptable and receptive to the new ideas and concepts, especially those that aligns with their values of sustainability, innovative, and quality. So businesses can demonstrate a commitment to this principle are likely to resonate well to Swedish consumers. So for the last but not least, the evolving trend. Swedish consumer preference and trends are continually evolving through the time. So it driven by the factors of changing lifestyles, and so business can stay attuned to these trends and adapt their offering accordingly and effectively capitalize on the cultural receptiveness in the Swedish market. To summarize this the first point, the cultural receptiveness in Sweden can create a favorable environment for our businesses seeking to enter the Swedish market. So for the second main point is the market potential. I think I see a good potential in the Sweden market. So because of the economic factors by the Sweden, it will play a significant role for us in shaping our business environment in the consumer behavior of the Swedish market. So I also divide this into three main points, which is the first one, the GDP growth, employment rate, and also the income level of the Sweden's people. So the first one, the GDP growth. The Sweden has a stable and relatively robust economy with a consistent GDP growth. The country's GDP growth rate is influenced by the factors such as domestic consumption, export, government spending, and also investment levels. And the second one is the employment rate. The Sweden maintains a high employment rate compared to many other countries. So I see this as a good opportunity for us since the labour market is characterized by a skilled workforce, strong labour unions, and relatively low unemployment rate. So this will contribute a stable consumer spending and economic growth. will be a good opportunity for us as the business. So the last one is the income level of the Sweden's people. The Swedes enjoy relatively high income levels and purchasing power compared to other countries. Disposable income levels influence consumer spending patterns, investment decision, and overall market demands for the goods and services. So, in my opinion, and by understanding these economic factors for businesses is very essential for us in seeking the way to enter and expand our company in the Swedish market. So I think that is the main reason why I think our company, the Manhattan Fish Market, should penetrate Sweden market. So yeah, I think that's all for the factors. Okay, so Aida, since you're from the marketing department, can you share the result of your research in our penetration plans?
As our team leader has stated that Sweden is a country that eats seafood, not majority, but they consume seafood. And I've researched and saw that in Sweden there is a certain population in the country that is Muslim oriented and Muslim based, and I feel like that's one way that we can attract consumers other than the local itself, as seafoods are more on the halal side of the version where they can eat. And so since our product is from Malaysia and we are all halal based, I feel like we can give that reassurance to the Muslims there and give them an alternative for them to eat other than homemade food that they have to make because of the halal and haram differences there. So I believe there is like 50,000 Muslim population which are from immigrants from the Middle East. So I feel like introducing seafood to them would be like something new, something interesting for them since they are more to meat consumption. And with Malmo, the region that is by the sea, it means that we are able to get more fresh products, fresh seafoods in, and we can assure our quality of the food. So I feel like that won't be as much of a problem. And with penetration in Sweden, I believe we should have certain menus in our list, in our menus, that adapt to the local taste. And I found that the Sweden really love pickled things. They have this dish where they pickle fish, pickled herring. It was a way for them back then to preserve food as they have long winters, and the pickled herrings comes in many flavors. And maybe by doing this, adding this menu, we can make it like into a limited edition seasonal menu or something that is on the side. If it's not the pickled herring, we can do desserts that is pickled herrings. We can maybe do desserts that are accustomed to Sweden itself, as they are majority Christian based. We can maybe do Christmas edition, etc. And this can broaden our target market, and even with the Muslim population, we can also speak with tourists that are Muslim, and it can attract more Muslim tourists here in Sweden. So they don't have to worry about finding restaurants that are halal or Muslim friendly, and they can just come in ease, and we have more target for our consumers. And touching on the topic of food, there are a lot of I feel dessert options that we can really increase the adaptation, because the Swedes are quite known for the sweets. And one particular dish that I really like is the princess cake. It's just essentially a layer of cake that are wrapped in whipped cream and custards and vanilla. So I feel like that would be very interesting and very homely for the Swedes to eat and to enjoy. And with the market trends and consumer behavior, like you said, the Swedes really prioritize healthy lifestyle and sustainability, and I feel like that we as a restaurant owner, we should be taking importance on that, especially with sustainability. For example, our takeout products, we don't use plastic, we more to use to paper materials compared to plastic, as to win their interest. And with the competition in Sweden, since nowadays, even in our own country, cafe trends are very increasing, and Sweden is known for a lot of different cafes and restaurants, and it will be a hard and fierce rivalry there. So we have to really make use of our products and really promote it well. And I find that they do have events like festivals and food trucks, pop-up event, and I feel like using that, we can introduce our product to the consumer, the locals, in a smaller scale, and introducing them to the new stuff. And for our local partnership, I really suggest that we hire a HR partnership there, because I feel like it is very important for us to really understand how the culture there works, and how it evolves, and especially with the legal laws that we have to go through, the expatriates for our staff to go there, and visas and permit. I feel like partnering with a local there will be very convenient and very practical for us. And lastly, for language, though Sweden is majority speak English, I feel like it is a best way of precaution to have a translator in case for the minority that aren't really fluent in English, so there isn't any miscommunication in the company or the restaurant itself. That is all.
Thank you for your report. I really agree with all the statements that you stated. So thank you. Atira, can you recommend us any plans on the regulatory requirement if we want to penetrate the Sweden market?
Yes, I have. So for the regulatory requirement, Malmo, that is in Terengganu, I think that we should doing a business registration with the Swedish company registration office. That is the first step. Not only that, we should also build a business structure. As we know, Manhattan Fish Market is a franchise owned by a local entity. The next part is to make sure that the workers have the perfect insurance. As we all know, that tax is also important there, and it is also to cover the workers based on their wage and benefit use. So as for the compliance issue, I think we might have some problem. That is the environmental regulations, which is in Malmo. They need to comply the environmental regulations concerning waste management, emissions, pollutions, and environmental impacts. This will help to protect the environment and minimize negative effects on public health and natural resources. Other than that, the issues that we might have is competition law and consumer protections, which is important for businesses to ensure fair competitions and to protect consumer and unfair or unsafe practices. We should always inform about relevant law, regulations, and compliance requirements applicable to their operations to avoid legal issues and maintain a good standing with authorities. As for the recommendation that you asked earlier, that would help our company to penetrate successfully in Malmo, the first one I think is by setting the location perfectly, because the factors on accessibility, proximity, and establishment. The next one is partnership and collaborations that will help with local businesses, organizations, and to increase brand visibility and attract new customers. Consider collaborating with food delivery service to offer convenient options for customers who prefer dining home. And the last one is by the adaptations. We should offering some new menu that will help Manhattan achieve a new target at the
Sweden market.
yeah. As for the how we can penetrate Malmo successfully is by we can engage in small talk and understand the culture. We should also be prepared thoroughly for negotiation by researching the company or individual by negotiating with them. So I think this will make we are more successful to enter the Sweden company. That's all for me.
Okay, thank you for the report that you already recommend to us. We will see it further details in the future. Okay. So, Ms. Karina, can you share to us the potential sales channels or distribution networks that we might need if we penetrate the Sweden market?
Sure. From a sales perspective, it's essential to identify potential sales channels, distribution networks, and partnership in Europe, especially Malmo, Sweden. And this will involve building relationships with local vendors, distributors, and potential franchisees to establish a strong foothold in the market. Next, leveraging existing networks and strategic alliance will expedite our entry into Sweden and ensure efficient distribution of our products to customers across the country. I was also think about a few potential sales channels for our Manhattan Fish Market to consider in Malmo, Sweden. Firstly, hotel and resort partnership. We can collaborate with hotels and resorts in popular tourist destinations across Sweden to offer the Manhattan Fish Market seafood dishes to guests. And this can serve as a marketing opportunity to attract both local and international visitors seeking authentic dining experiences. Next, I would like to implement some sort of food festivals and culinary events. We can participate in food festivals, culinary events, and trade shows throughout Sweden to promote the Manhattan Fish Market brand and products. This provides exposure to food enthusiasts and industry professionals while allowing for direct engagement with potential customers. Next, for the distribution networks, I feel like it's better for us to do direct-to-store delivery. We can implement direct-to-store delivery service for retail outlets and specialty stores carrying the Manhattan Fish Market's product. This streamlines the distribution process and allows for tailored delivery schedules to meet the needs of individual stores. And next, we can also implement cross-border distribution. We can explore cross-border distribution options for reaching customers in neighboring countries or regions beyond Sweden. This may involve collaborating with international logistic partners and complying with customs regulation to facilitate smooth cross-border shipments. And I have also did my research, and the country Norway is the biggest food supplier for Sweden. And next, for partnership. You can choose to collaborate with tourism boards and destination marketing organization. And we can also do online food delivery platform, as we all know. Nowadays, people will rely on delivery food service heavily. That's all for me.
Thank you for your suggestion and plans for our company. Okay, so as for the final discussion, I think our company ready to penetrate to the Sweden market. So we will implement all the ideas from all departments so we can ensure that our company will sustain very well, very long in the Sweden market. So thank you for all the commitments for in today's meeting. I hope to see in our futures a discussion regarding this penetration. Okay, thank you everyone for today. Thank you.